to the Hispanic voting community. On Thursday, the Florida House passed a bill 81-33, which would give in-state tuition rates to children of undocumented immigrants. Now, the outreach effort hit a snag last Thursday with rumors of racism among Scott's campaign staff. The governor's top fundraiser, Cuban-American billionaire healthcare CEO Mike Fernandez, resigned. The Miami Herald reports that Fernandez sent an email to top Scott allies complaining about two campaign aides joking in an insensitive cartoon-style Mexican accent en route to a Mexican restaurant in Fernandez's hometown. Scott's campaign has denied the allegations. Scott's campaign manager told the Miami Herald Mike was not in the van. I spoke to every staffer of the van. If something was said in an accent, no one remembers what it was. We are a diverse organization, and we do not tolerate inappropriate comments. So a lot going on in the race for the governor's chair in Florida. Joining me tonight for our rapid response panel, Annette Taddeo, chair of the Miami-Dade Democratic Party, and conservative business owner Irina Villarino with us as well. Great to have both of you with us tonight. I appreciate it so much. Annette, you first. Why did Fernandez resign? Is there more to this story, or was it just an insensitive comment or an off-color email or whatever? Is this the root of the story?
I think so. I think what's really sad is that they're now turning on their top fundraiser. I mean, they're actually saying that he's lying. The lieutenant governor went on a spree yesterday just telling everybody, all the reporters in Florida, oh, no, there's no validity to these claims and all this stuff. Now, today, we find out that the emails are actually out, and we can see that he did send the email. Say it, and his partner was in that van where all this stuff was said. This is Fernandez's partner. So they're caught in the lies, which doesn't surprise us because this is part of Rick Scott constant deny, and pretend like things never happened. After all, he did that in his business. So this is what I call un problema grande for Rick Scott.
Irina, is Rick Scott's outreach to Hispanics and the Latino community in trouble? How big of a setback is this, if at all?
I don't really think it is a setback. I think that some people, conduct themselves in certain ways. I don't think the governor can control how everybody reacts or if there's any type of insensitivity. I don't think it has any calling on his behavior or what he has done as a governor in the last 4 years. I think when people go to the polls, they're going to think, am I better off these last 4 years than when Charlie Crist left us to run in the Senate?
And what do you make of Fernandez leaving? If he's so loyal to Rick Scott, why would he leave at such a critical time in a critical race?
Mr. Fernandez, as you said, he's a billionaire. I think that his mission, to a certain degree, has been accomplished. He raised over $35 million. I think he has a lot of substantive things to do with his time. If there was any insensibilities, I don't think he or anybody else should put up with it. And I'm sure he has plenty of other things to do with his time. I think he showed his loyalty to the governor by raising $35 million. I think his work has been concluded, and he is continuing to be loyal to the governor. The governor obviously has his vote and is continuing to conduct fundraisers for him here in South Florida. So I don't think that has any subsequent regards with however the relationship is.
What do you think, Annette?
Well, I think rather than, the governor's staff and the lieutenant governor calling him, in essence, a liar, is, he should be commended. He actually spoke up, wrote it in an email, said this is not okay, and he actually said the insensitivities to the Hispanic community are not okay, and he also said that these people that come from other places think, that they know how to speak to the Hispanic community. Obviously, they don't. And he said, after all, he's made himself a billionaire by selling to Hispanics, so he knows a thing or two about Hispanics. So I think he was trying to raise flags, very rightly so. Okay. And we should be aware of the fact that the governor has not been a good governor for Hispanics.
I think if Mr. Fernandez was annoyed, he has a right to relinquish his post as a co-chair of campaign fundraising. I think that has no indication as to how Mr. Rick Scott has dealt with Hispanics in the state of Florida. I think that when the folks go to the polls, they're going to take into account how the state has progressed within the last 4 years. And that's mainly the main issue.
Well, Irina,
as a Hispanic, I have...
Sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry, as a Hispanic, I haven't felt any insensitivity from my community or from my leaders, and you can't base a person's actions on the entire Republican organization. That's just absurd.
Go ahead, Annette.
No, but that is the leader of the Republican Party in Florida. He's the governor, and he actually has, instead of saying, this is not right, we shouldn't be making, Mexican jokes at our campaign, fire those people and actually stand up for the Hispanic community. But this shouldn't surprise us. This is the person who just last year vetoed driver's licenses for Dreamers. I mean, every step of the way as he's been governor, he's been against, he didn't veto it? I mean, I'm sorry, maybe you didn't read it.
I'm not saying that he didn't vote. I don't agree. I don't agree that to categorize the governor as anti-Hispanic because somebody made a joke about Mexican accent, it's overblowing the entire situation, really. Why
didn't he help out the Hispanics as far as tuition is concerned in his first year then? Why did it take him so long? And why
didn't Obama pass immigration reform?
He needs the Congress to do that.
Florida that has to get done.
He needs the Congress. Speaking of President Obama, we had quite a discussion down in Florida with the focus group on health care. Irina, is health care going to affect the vote in November?
In the state of Florida?
Yes.
As far as the governor's concerned?
Well, yeah, Charlie Crist is embracing the Affordable Care Act, and of course Rick Scott isn't. Will that make a difference with the voters as you see it?
As far as, and when you all introduced me in the program, I came on as a Hispanic business owner.
Correct.
And I can tell you that the voice of Hispanics and business owners in general, there's a lot of uncertainty with regards to Obamacare. There's a lot of unknowns, and I just think that this should have been better dealt with beforehand. You don't enact a law and then figure out what's going to happen after it's been placed, after it's been passed Congress. First, you figure out what the consequences are going to be, and then you pass a law.
Okay. Annette, do you think it'll play in the election?
I think they're going to try to make an issue of it. I don't think it's going to hurt the Democrats. I am also a business owner, and I happen to know that the status quo, which is what the Republicans want, because I've never seen what they're going to do to cover all the millions of people in Florida who don't have insurance. So I think that's the answer, is we really need an answer, and Obamacare has been good, especially for us business owners who can't get coverage in Florida.
All right. Annette Taddeo, Irina Villarino, great to have you with us tonight. Spirited discussion. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. Still to come, Scott Walker changes his